Namaste, everybody. So today I am taking a topic which is a very simple topic. Yet, all of us do one form or another. Some kind of New Year resolution, and during the course of the year, it may turn out to be not as much or as far as we had decided to be, which would lead to some kind of a frustration or disappointment in ourselves. So that's a topic. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my PPT due to some technical issues today. So I'm doing a bit of an extempore speech on this topic. So maybe in another session we can cover. Essentially, the PPT was about a little more data. The gist of the topic I will be giving you anyway. Only thing is, it's going to be a little bit shorter than what I had wished it to be. So, all of us are familiar with, we have just passed the new year. So, I'm sure, all of us would have made some kind of resolution. Globally, the statistics say that, at least 49% of young adults, compulsorily make some kind of New Year resolution. And of course, the percentage is much lesser when it comes to slightly older people. So, it's mostly, if you look at the resolutions per se, so we can broadly classify them into 4 or 5 categories. It's like one is about the self-improvement, emotional stability. Another popular one is the financial discipline. Controlling the impulse purchases. Or overspending or maxing out your credit cards and things like that. So another one is far more popular, is probably about the fitness and weight reduction. So, which today, with all our busy lives, we always find it a bit difficult to keep up with our regimen or whatever the regimen we always wanted to implement. And of course, in this stressful corporate world or business world, what we are living in, a lot of uncertainty. So we all want some kind of emotional stability, or in generally, not to get disturbed or not to get worked up on the situation around us or the environment we are operating in. So these are the New Year resolutions which normally, broadly people get into. So it's all good. Now, the interesting statistics is that 80% of the people, they lose their determination, or they lose their way by February. That's what the statistics say, the worldwide. In case of young adults, slightly better. It's something like 29-33% of the young adults are able to keep it up or push it till the end of the year or so. So, see, what happens is, it may appear simple, but see, this is actually a simmering thing. See how firstly how we have come to this New Year resolution is that in our busy lives or in our stressful daily routines, many things we wanted to we want to catch up, or on the above points which I mentioned, whether it's health or financial discipline or emotional stability or interpersonal relationship maturity or whatever. But some way or another, we lose out, we lose it. And so that's why we on a new year, when the whole world is probably working on something like this, and it's kind of the general atmosphere or ambience of a new beginning, be that we feel motivated and encouraged to take up something we always missed out and start something new. So that's it's so it's well intentioned, but the problem happens is that, again, due to the whatever reasons, the environment or our own lack of discipline, most of the people lose it. So what happens is, this leads to the primary reason we started is that we wanted to be we wanted ourselves to be better than what we did the previous year. So when we find that we are not able to do, this leads to frustration, disappointment, and in some kind of inadequacy in ourselves. So, which in a way, compounds the stress which you already are in. So that's how it becomes a kind of a mental health crisis, and then in extreme cases we find that and see today most of us are engaged in the social media or the digital platforms. Many of us are active. So see how in one of my previous podcasts I mentioned that how the algorithms how they work is that it's all dark programming. It's all out of commercial interest and various other narratives or propaganda which they are trying to do. So what broadly, unknowingly, how we are falling into a trap of feeling inadequate ourselves. That's one. Another is that we tend to compare it with somebody else who seem to be doing extremely well, leading a quality life, enjoying holidays, rollicking in luxurious goods, luxurious, the activities, which we are unable to do it due to lack of time or affordability. So this, being the case with the regular your distraction with the social media or these platforms or all the algorithms. So now compounded with the frustration out of us not being able to keep up with our own resolution. This leads to extreme frustration, and we tend to be more miserable than when we started with at the end of the previous year. So let's take it. Let's look at this phenomenon a bit closely and see what we can do. What are the precautions and planning we can do to ensure that we don't fall into this trap and uh, we become much better off than what we started off. One is that you don't take up any resolution which you took up previously, because there is always some kind of a rut mental which we can fall in. So avoid some things which we failed to do earlier, which can repeat. So that's one. Another one is that take up simple resolutions. So what I mean to say is that uh, instead of taking, let's say, if I am at 100 kilos, instead of trying to take a resolution that I will bring it down to, let's say, by 65 kilo by the third month or so, which may be a little unrealistic and not practical. If you take up something simpler, like this month, I will try to go down by, let's say, a kilo. Next month, another kilo. So something like that by a quarter, something like 3 kilos, and by end of the year, probably you will be able to achieve something like maybe 10 or 12 kilos of reduction. I've just given you an example. There are various other factors which you have to take into account when you get into this kind of weight loss regimen. So make it simple, something realistic, then the chances of success will be much higher. So another factor, another thing you have to look at it is that you have to make it a daily practice. You incorporate this into your daily routine, or rather, you embrace it as a daily routine. The chances of success are much higher. And also, if you journal it, if you do everything mentally, it gets kind of hazy and illusional, and then slowly we lose our way. But if you are not in the habit of writing a journal, start journaling your simple task on the activities what we mentioned, and you see if not every day, at least over the weekend, you take a flip through the pages and see the journal and see how we are doing ourselves. So see, this kind of simple things, it can make a lot of difference, because the value of the compounding in our daily lives, incorporated into our daily regimens and routines, is phenomenal. So when you make grandiose plans and try to achieve bigger things, fine. Maybe some people are able to do. They do it aggressively with a mighty will and determination and execution. May do it, but as I said, almost 80% of the people failure. That means you have to take into account all these factors. So one more precaution you can take is that other than you get somebody involved, like your spouse, husband, wife, or sister or brother or somebody who is around you. Get them also involved in it. Make them a part of this, so that there is somebody monitoring. In America, they say that in everything they work on something called a buddy system. Like if you would have seen in the movies that the US police or the patrol police always move in pairs. It's the purpose is that your buddy you are facing, because America is country of guns. So you face a gun, there is somebody who has to cover your back. Your buddy covers your back, you cover him. So same principle can be applied even in simple things, that your regiment, when somebody else also involved, if he is also kind of engaged in a similar regimen or resolution, even better. But even in the absence of it, at least a few suggestions, reminders, push, encouragement here, there, it can greatly help in going a long way in ensuring that you keep up with your resolution and go forward and achieve it by the end of the year. So now, see, the topic is that see the issue of the mental health, how it comes into play is that when you fail on something, this inadequacy I mentioned, so it can lead people to extreme frustration, and some people today, especially the younger people, they are unable to handle it. And not only that, so they want everything in a capsule form. That means they want quick fixes. So my son, he doesn't have, like, he's about 23 years old. So he's just entered the corporate world. So when he is faced with the realities in the corporate world, he gets frustrated and, stressed out. And he calls me up in the evening and says that, he wants a quick fix. So it's hard for them at that age, probably to understand that, there are no quick fixes, shortcuts in the real world. So likewise, here, there is no harm in taking help in the form of counseling or therapy. Today, the subject of mental health is advanced so much that almost every city, every town, even online, if you don't have time for physical presence, you can attend any of the therapy sessions. With a few sessions, you will feel a lot better, and in fact, you will gain from it. Probably it will help you not only achieve in your current resolution completion, and also further ahead. So this can be an unplanned benefit for you, even though you would have started with frustration and disappointment. But still, you will end up with which much better mental presence and peace of mind, with which you are able to take on the world with a lot more calmness. So, that's one benefit of the unhealthy fallout of not keeping up with the resolution per se. So another thing is that see the environment. See, one reason why we fail is that see, if you face problems or frustration or failures when you are in a particular environment, especially when it comes to, let's take the case of financial discipline. If I have a resolution that, okay, I will limit my overspending or impulse spending or credit card maxing out or whatever. So one reason could be that this problem is compounded and perpetuated by the people around you. It could be your family members, it could be your friends, it could be your office colleagues, or who might be contributing to this. So when you start something on a resolution front, you have to ensure that the same people, same situation, environment which contributed to your issues in the first place, you should try and avoid it to some extent, to a great extent possible. May not be always possible to avoid 100%, but if you do that, when the environment doesn't have that kind of influence on you, you will be able to handle yourself better and control yourself. So that's another point of it. Another one I mentioned is that the regimenting, everything, when you, instead of taking it as some kind of grandiose plans, you absorb it as your daily routine. That is like when you wake up, let's say I decide that, for my mental health or peace, after my morning coffee or tea, I do a 15-minute meditation. So I incorporate, build it into my regimen every day, so that wherever I am, whether at home or if I am traveling or in a hotel room, I build this. So you have to do some dedication, some investment into this. So when you have this kind of investment made already and decide about it and build it into your routine, then again your chances of success will go up and you will do well. So these are the some of the areas we can look at, because it appears very simple, and but worldwide, the data I have collated, and uh, what is showing are all a bit disappointing, but the cures are all something along the lines which I mentioned, that you start simple, you choose one activity, not too many. See, if I have too many resolutions made, one on health, one on finance, one on mental health or stress free or calmness or whatever it is, another on, let's say, career advancement. So if you have 4 or 5 lofty resolutions, so how are you going to keep up with all that? So no human is possibly able to do all these. Otherwise, you would have, if it was so easy, you would have done it in the first place in the previous year. So ensure that you take up at least 1 or 2 resolution or plan, and ensure that that is achieved. Again, make that plan into a more simplistic, realizable milestones. See, the concept of milestones, which unfortunately it is not stressed for, much in our education system and in our trainings. What I've seen is that when it comes to the Western system in their education or training, when I worked with the multinational companies, I found that the uh, the trainers, they don't take any session more than 20 minutes, 30, 35 minutes at most. They take a short break, let's say 5 minutes to 10 minutes, again conduct a session, another 10 minutes. Then you take a 20 minutes, 25 minutes coffee, tea break, conduct like this, then lunch break. But in India, I've seen that, when it comes to the our programs, taken by the Indian trainers and our people, non-stop a couple of hours, even longer, because the trainer wants to complete his his content, his course content. So in this case also, you face that, you set up simple milestones which you achieve. See, it has got a, see, I thought about this deeply when I realized that even if however senior you are, when you achieve something, let's say that you put a simple uh, we will take the case of overspending. So I put a simple resolution that this weekend I will not spend, or rather, I will not do the impulse purchase. So, as I said, I avoid the contributing or the vitiating atmosphere or people around, and I achieve it. So Monday morning or Tuesday, when I look back on the weekend, I find that I feel extremely satisfied. It's a very simple thing. I mean, you have not achieved, you have not climbed Mount Everest, but personally you feel elated, and it gives you tremendous confidence to look at the week coming next. So now let me see that. Let me look at the week coming ahead, and let me achieve the same thing. So I do it for a couple of weeks, then I am much stronger. So this is called dopamine effect. So however senior or old you may be, the power of dopamine effect is tremendous because our brain is wired like that. So when you have small shot of success achievement, your brain gets triggered. A part of your brain gets triggered, and you feel good about it. See, everyone wants to feel good. Nobody wants to be stressed or defeated or lost, right? So you divide the task into divide the major your resolution into simple milestones. Achieve it one at a time. Get the dopamine rush. See, dopamine in a way can, as I said in the social media, how the algorithms control you, that is the reverse effect. It's programming you and in a particular routine way to go against your will. Now, we, in this case, with our own free will, we are programming ourselves and reaping the success. So I think this is, if I had to ask, whether I take my own personal case, wherein I take up some tasks similar to this, I feel that this is the most powerful thing. Make it simple, break it down into very simple milestones, achievable over a period of time. Then you gain confidence by achieving the week one, week two, month one, month two, proceed for a few months, then you are on your way to success. So that's the one message I wanted to convey. All the time, the task and other objectives. When you do again, as I said, the journaling and other things help. Get somebody else also involved. That when your buddy is there to support you, to give you a push, give you a helping hand, it again helps you. This enjoy the dopamine rush, and then enjoy the success. So this is how you take advantage of you overcome all your so-called obstacles or distractions and ensure that you achieve your goals. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Haridas. It was really wonderful. We have Rajvin here. Rajvin, do you have your question or anything you want to?
Of course.
Yes, ma'am. Any resolutions?
Okay, my resolution is very, very funny this year.
Really?
First, I think I brought myself through divine light, spiritual journey. That's
Wow.
number one. That's number
Wonderful.
one on my. That's number
Wonderful.
one on my list um because I because in I would say in September last year I went through I was actively involved in National Cancer Society of Malaysia, and I'm still I'm still I'm still involved in it. I'm still involved in laughter yoga, but I was so passionate in National Cancer Society of Malaysia. So this year God said no, you just do your online trainings, and uh some someone brought me to divine meditation. I'm more into spiritual journey, but
You're
uh
able to continue it into February
yeah,
successfully.
yeah, I'm spiritual journey is for lifetime.
Wonderful.
But uh uh from January onwards, but actually I've been spiritual since I was very young. So I've been going through a lot of phobias, going through a lot of things, and I used to be a very picky eater. I was
Okay.
into a lot of meat, and I was thinking this year from January onwards, I think being in
Clean
as
up
far
your diet.
yeah, diet, and also being being involved, being too overly positive, as Shabana knows me, is like I've been too overly positive. I've been too overly laughing too much,
Okay.
and just this probably it's my nature. Is this just like laughing, and I'm very open kind of thing, and suddenly it brought me into mindfulness. And it's also in terms of friends resolutions, I'm also very selective in my friends, choosing my friends resolutions, like very true friends. I still keep in touch with them, and I plan to be involved in more spirituality and more motivational talks. And do you think it will come true? I'm taking it one step at a time, but
Yes.
I'm still going to do counseling. I mean, I'm still involved in counseling journey and everything else, because as a laughter therapist yourself, you still need. I feel that I still need, as a laughter therapist and a motivational speaker, and an advocate for my disability, I just feel that we are all humans, and we are needing one another. So going for therapy is like nothing wrong, and
Perfectly.
having anxiety is nothing wrong. It's just like prepares you like prepares you for the future. So what's your opinion on this? How can
Yeah,
I
yeah. Yeah. You're fabulous. I think you're on the right way, and you will achieve success because you are following it methodically, and you are also sharing it with others, so that in a way it helps always. And one thing I forgot to mention was that, see, see, these are things, in our upbringing, the maybe the Indian way of upbringing is that, we are very hard on ourselves. See, since
Yeah,
childhood, parents
exactly.
always, they are hard taskmasters. They don't want us to lose in life. So, but actually, when you interact with the foreigners, especially the Westerners, see, they go a little easy. That means you pardon yourself, go a little easy on you. You miss a few milestones here, there, go easy on yourself. So I'm sure you will achieve tremendous success, Rajveerji.
Because I've been going through a lot of challenges with my health complication, racing heartbeat, this kind of thing. And 2 weeks ago, I was like, what is this? Like resting heart, even in my resting, instead of resting, uh, and I foresee health challenges associated with my condition, but I think I'm powerful enough to handle every setback.
Fabulous.
See, before we conclude this session, allow me to say that one setback that I think everybody fa- faces here. I'm like not speaking for myself alone, but I'm speaking for all those who are watching this and will be watching later, is that as trainers and as public and as human beings, we are often we are often taken for granted, number one,
Exactly.
and we cannot face the negative comments. Sometimes people don't realize it, but they say things that hurt others, hurt us, and hurt others. So I don't know how to overcome that. Maybe through prayer or through meditation. Maybe it will help. But because if I confront the people who made me negative, they will react straight away. But I have supportive parents, and I have supportive friends, and I have supportive caregiver.
See,
So
ma'am, when you mentioned the criticism or the negative, the comments or whatever, let me recall a statement, by Swami Vivekananda ji. So he mentioned, it is from the scriptures that when an elephant walks on the street, there are so many street dogs, who bark and, charge at the elephant, but elephant doesn't care. He doesn't care to respond to any of those the street dogs because they are not in his league. He knows very much. He would be wasting his time. He continues on his way. So likewise, we also should ignore or avoid. I mean, you can't avoid these people, but you ignore and ignore them. Give them silence. That's it. They will go away, and
sometimes I give them too much silence,
yeah,
but sometimes you empathize with them, you know. So that's what happens if negative people are in my life. But mostly I'm able to handle it positively. Thank you.
great. Shabana ma'am?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Rajvin. Thank you for your suggestion. It was very useful because sometimes uh, I remember myself sometimes not making any goal because I know down the line I will leave it and then you feel bad. Okay, we said something and did
that
not
that
do
is that is far worse than not making any resolution at all. It's like
It's
you're even more frustrated.
like I'm not frustrated, but I was like, okay, we'll see.
It's like kind of what do you say, an inadequacy we feel in ourselves. That's the
Yes, yes. So, but I like your ideas, like, take a very small, because I even sometimes, when you try to make a goal, you tend to make it big.
exactly, all of
Suddenly,
us we do that, because but the thing is, down the line when you're actually hit with the enormity of the task,
yeah.
you kind of tend to withdraw. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes, yes.
you know,
So while making goals, you are excited, but
yeah.
pursuing them, you are like, okay, where is
Then
the
we
time?
then we tend to invent our own excuses. Oh, that guy achieved it because maybe his father was a doctor, he had guidance. So some stuff, funny things like that. That's how
Yes,
the humans.
yes,
So
yeah. But thank you so much for creating it. So now we will make small goals,
sure,
Mm.
which we can
sure,
accomplish as well and get better in
yes,
creating and
exactly. Let
handling our
everybody.
dopamine.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes. So thank you so much,
Thank
Harini.
you, Shavana ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you,
Rajveer
Raj.
ji.
Yeah.
Okay.
And